Fox Studios. Start local, stay local with Good Day Columbia right now.
Well, good Wednesday morning, everyone. Today is June 13th. I'm Freddie Clervaux.
And I'm Candace Murphy. Thank you for joining us this morning right here for Good Day Columbia.
We'll get to our morning headlines in just a moment, but first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Dana Fulton. Good morning, Dana.
Hey, good morning, guys. Right now, things look okay for us. We actually have just a few clouds in the sky, but again, no rain for us throughout the morning. We aren't really seeing any watches or warnings either. Temperatures are already just a little warmer, about a degree or two than where we were at this time yesterday. 71 in Columbia, about 72 in Lexington. We are looking at a warmer afternoon as we are expecting a little more sunshine in the forecast. Breeze stays calm in the single digits today. Overall, no big switches coming up anytime soon, but we're still going to break down your future watch. Take a closer look at the afternoon ahead in just a few minutes.
Well, we begin this morning with results in the South Carolina primaries, and we start off with the race for governor.
On the Republican side, current Governor Henry McMaster and Greenville businessman John Warren are headed to a runoff, with McMaster having 42% of the votes and Warren with 28%. The two will face off on June 26th to declare the party's final winner.
And at a watch party last night for McMaster, supporters told us they were impressed with the improvements the governor has brought to South Carolina. Take a listen.
He is doing what the people want and need, and he is also supporting our Second Amendment. He's pro-life. He's got it together where he can form a team together, make a team that will be highly successful.
He listens to the people, not always the lobbyists, and not all his fellow Republicans or Democrats in the House and the Senate. I think he's a people person, and that's what we need. Somebody to listen to John Q. Public for a change.
Well, critics of McMaster say that he's been in politics too long and point out to his ties to political consultants who were the focus of a corruption probe. Well, over to Greenville now, where candidate John Warren, he's the second highest vote getter for the governor on the Republican side, and he gave a victory speech.
A clear majority of Republicans voted against Henry McMaster's failed leadership and voted for a new conservative leadership that Pat and I are going to bring.
Well, now over to the Democratic primary, where a winner has been declared.
That's right. James Smith is the Democratic nominee, beating Marguerite Willis and Phil Noble. He will be on the ballot in November. And here's what Smith had to say after he was announced the winner.
Tonight is a night that South Carolina took her first step to new leadership. A governor who can unify our state, and a governor who will care more about doing the job than keeping the job. And my friends, I am ready to be that governor.
Well, State Representative James Smith has served in the House since 1997 and is from Columbia.
So moving on now, votes are in for the Secretary of State. Mark Hammond is the winner by 66%. He has served as Secretary of State since 2003.
And in the Attorney General's race, it looks like we have a runoff. Incumbent Alan Wilson will have to face off with Todd Atwater on June 26th. The Republican nominee will face Democrat Constance Anasapullo to the race to become South Carolina's chief prosecutor.
Well, now to the race for U.S. House District 1. Mark Sanford first held the seat from 1995 to 2001.
And then served as governor before returning to Congress in 2013. But after last night's results, there's a new person in that seat. Katie Arrington edged over the incumbent in the race. President Trump took to Twitter to show his support for Arrington and go after Sanford.
Well, the president tweeted, "Mark Sanford has been very unhelpful to me in my campaign to make America great again. He is MIA and nothing but trouble. He is better off in Argentina." Trump went on in his tweet to endorse Sanford's primary opponent, Katie Arrington. Sanford has been critical of President Donald Trump, and that mention of Argentina, if you recall, that's where then Governor Mark Sanford was with his mistress.
Well, moving on to District 4's race, currently held by Republican Trey Gowdy. This was one of the most crowded, with 13 Republicans and 5 Democrats. Right now, Lee Bright is in the lead on the Republican side. On the Democratic side, Doris Turner is in the lead. To avoid a runoff, the top vote getter needs 50% plus 1. And as you can see there, nobody got close to that. All of them actually under 30%.
Well, moving on now to another race that got plenty of attention. We're talking about the battle for solicitor in the 5th Circuit.
And this race comes with a bit of controversy, and that's because of accusations against current solicitor Dan Johnson of financial mismanagement and sexual harassment. Byron Gibson defeated Johnson with a whopping 72%. There are no Republicans running for this seat. However, someone can petition to be on the ballot come November. That deadline is set for July 16th.
Now, Gibson will join us live here in the studio at 6:15. So to make sure you tune in to hear what he has to say about moving forward. So this morning, we're also taking a look at the voter turnout from the South Carolina primaries.
And of the 3 million registered to vote in the state, nearly 500,000 voted. That equals to about 18% voter turnout.
And election officials are saying that that's higher than expected. That's because the last 3 statewide primaries had a 16% voter turnout. So it's pretty good that many people came out. They did their civic duty. It was also good to see people with their I voted stickers. Hopefully it's true that they actually did vote and didn't like just grab somebody else's sticker, but it was pretty cool to see everybody taking part of the democratic process.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, time right now is 5:05.
And let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Dana Fulton for your out the door forecast. Good morning, Dana. Hey, good morning.